arrived, Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening and welcome to this Northwest Area Planning meeting held today, 3rd of April. My name's Councillor Maddie Thompson. I'm the chairman of this committee. Before we commence the business of the meeting, there are a few housekeeping matters to run through. We're streaming the meeting live as well as recording it, and by being present in the meeting, you're giving your consent to being recorded. When invited to speak, members, please use your microphone and speak clearly, referencing a page or paragraph number when referring to the agenda papers. Please keep your contributions as clear and concise as possible and ensure your microphones remain off when not speaking, as this is important for the live feed to be heard clearly. Finally, can I draw your attention, everyone, to the notices on the agenda papers regarding the different floor levels within the chamber, and advise that the fire exit is the door behind this top table. Members, there's no members' update this evening. However, with your agreement, I'd like to bring an urgent item of business forward to this point so we're not in a mad rush at the end. It is a very quick one, Councillor White. Not a biggie. Committee might recall the application for 9 Church Road, Wickham Bishops was refused planning permission on 13th of September against the officer's recommendation. The applicants have appealed and it's due to be considered under the Planning Inspectorate's written reps procedure shortly. The appeal protocol in the Constitution in principle permits committee members to work collaboratively with officers during appeals where they have been nominated and agreed by the corresponding planning committee. It's understood that as ward members, Councillors Morgan and Durham would like to be the committee's nominated representatives in this regard, and advice has been received from the monitoring officer on this being an acceptable way forward. As chair, I note this seems a very practical solution given the appeal will not be undertaking via a hearing or a public inquiry, and I'm hoping we could agree those representatives by assent. No dissent? Lovely, thank you very much. So we can have the mad rush at the end. Right, item 2 is apologies for absence. Ms Bird, please.
Thank you, Chairman. Apologies were received from Councillor Durham and Councillor Siddle.
Thank you very much. Item 3 is the minutes. It's recommended that the minutes of the meeting held on the 6th of March on pages 7 to 18 is approved as a true and accurate record. May I take them as read, members? Councillor Morgan.
Thank you. With regards to the minutes relating to the Mope Lane application, I would like it minuted that I did not vote for that particular application.
Right. Can you remind me, did you leave the chamber or just not vote?
I just didn't vote.
Just didn't vote. Have you got that, Ms Bird?
Yes, Chairman, I make a note of the
Can we add that in? Okay. Given that amendment, I so propose. Can I have a seconder? Any matters of accuracy apart from that one? Can we agree by assent, members? Please. Thank you very much. Right, item 4 is declarations of interest. Sorry, another wordy one. To disclose the existence and nature of any disclosable pecuniary interests, other registrable interests and non-registrable interests relating to items of business on the agenda, having regard to paragraph 9 and appendix B of the Code of Conduct for members, and members are reminded they're also required to disclose any such interests as soon as they become aware should the need arise during the meeting. Any takers? No, thank you, members. That's none there, Ms Bird, thank you. So item 5 is our first planning application. Land between Koombora and Mansfield in Cold Norton. We do have public participation. That's Mr Pilgrim, the agent, who will follow Mr Johnson's presentation. Thank you, Mr Johnson.
Thank you, Chairman. This application proposes the erection of a detached dwelling. So we'll just turn to the slides. We can see the site outlined here. To the north of the site, we have this dwelling here, Mansfield, and to the south of the site, we have this dwelling here called Koombora. And again, I'll just run you through the relevant slides there. So again, we can just see in a bit more detail here. One of the things to sort of point out is the distances between the dwelling on the subject site here and the respective dwellings north and south. The distance here is roughly about 30 meters, and again, it's sort of a similar equidistance either side. The main thing pointing out here is the relative gap between these dwellings and the site boundaries of the proposal. So that's a matter that was taken into consideration when officers were considering this application. And this is the proposed site plan here. We can see the building there. It's a sort of T-shaped building to the frontage to the street here, front there, rear. This is the side wing. All the windows we'll see in the elevations, but all the windows are facing at least any that may be at upper floor levels. Upper floor being in the gable ends to the building here, and also the dormer here. Now those face front and rear, so there are none facing either side at upper floor level. And there's our floor plans. Now, probably this identifies a scheme that was allowed on appeal, and I set out in the report a scheme was approved following officers' refusal in 2021 on appeal, which has established the principle of the development on the site for a dwelling. And this is a proposed scheme. We can see the difference here. This is a sort of single element scheme here, rectangular shape. Effectively, this building, they've grafted on this wing, which we can sort of see here. The building height has been raised by 0.5 meter at its ridge. This was the approved scheme on appeal, and this is what's now proposed. Front, rear, as I mentioned, the windows are to the front and the rear. Flank elevations, again, we can see that there are no windows here on these sides. Some slides here, front of the site. This is within the application site itself. This is a view looking south towards Koombora, and the view of the access to Mansfield at the northern part of the site, and a view from the site back towards Victoria Road. So subject to the details set out in the report, the materiality of the planning history of the site also was set out, and also subject to the conditions proposed, this application is recommended for conditional approval. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you. Mr. Pilgrim, please come forward. Pick any chair, make yourself comfortable. I dare say you know the rules, but you have 2 minutes exactly. Can you get the clock up, please, Mr. Johnson? If you just give us a minute to get the clock up. Bingo. Sorry. Yes, you have 2 minutes from when you begin to speak. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Chairman. Good evening, councillors. The applicant seeks approval for the erection of a detached dwelling between Koombora and Mansfield. The site currently has approval by appeal on the 13th of December 2022 for the erection of a self-built detached dwelling complete with parking, landscaping and related infrastructure. Within the planning officer's report, where the case officer recommends the proposed application for approval, they acknowledge that the revised proposal is larger than previously approved. However, it is not considered to be harmful to the character or the appearance of the area. There have been no objections from the Parish Council, Essex County Council Highways, Natural England, arboricultural or ecological internal consultants. Given the above, we'd be grateful if you'd support the application in line with the officer's recommendation. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Right, members. Councillor Miss White.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I think it's a lovely looking house, and the planning commission's there in principle. I mean, I'd have actually probably, if it had come to committee, we'd have probably approved it first time around. I think it's a lovely looking house. I propose that we approve it in line with the officer's recommendation, if I get a second.
Second that.
And I think Councillor Morley just about pipped the rest of you. Okay, can we take a vote on that? Unless anyone wants any further debate? No? Those in favour of the proposal to approve with the officer's recommendation? Sorry, I'll put my paw up as well. Anyone against? Abstention, Mr. Okay, thank you. So that is approved in line with the officer's recommendation. Thank you. So item 6 is a public right-of-way, land at Broad Street Green Road. Mr. Johnson, again, no public speakers because we don't on PROWs.
All right, thank you, Chair. This application falls within the Haybridge Garden suburb site, which we're all quite familiar with. And this application proposes a diversion of an existing public right-of-way, and there are a number of elements to this which are set out within the report. I'll just drill down to the detail a bit more. So within the papers you will have received is a summary of recommendation, which I've just drawn this commentary from. So here we can see the application site. We can see here from this aerial part of the works that are taking place on the ground. We can see the shapings of the road here, etc. And again, we can see the public right-of-ways sort of crisscrossing. I mean, this is a plan showing where the various public rights-of-way are across this site. This application is particularly concerned with the public rights-of-way, which is running here. 330 and number 13, etc. So this is the area in which we're concentrating on. So, sorry, let's get back to this. So the diversion of a 22-metre long section of public right-of-way, number 22630, points E to C. So E to C is here. The extension of existing PROW 2493, 226 metres to join PROW 29630 and PROW 29613, and the closure of some 95 metre long section of PROW 29630. So points A to E. So A to E effectively is from this point here down to here. This is a section which is going to be closed, yeah? And this is the total section of new public right-of-way going down here. And then together with the closure of some 299 metres length of 29630, located along the northern side of Langford Road. This is point F to G. So this is this solid line here. So just for ease, these solid lines are what will be removed and closed. So we've got that section there, and this is here, and these dashed lines effectively are the new elements. So the context of the works to the PROWs is within the development of the strategic garden suburb site, and the principle of the removal, closure, realignment, etc. of these public rights of way have already been approved under the outline application, and substantiated through the various parameter plans and reserve matters, of which we've had a number of these previously on this particular site, and members have seen before them. So in that respect, this is no different in terms of what its purpose is, why these works need to be done, and the process through which it has to be carried out, which part of which is to come to this committee. So, diversion of PROW 30 is required to enable the construction and opening of the relief road and associated junction, which provides a wider local benefit. Only one representation was received from Great Totham Parish Council, who support the application, as it is necessary to maintain road safety and the progression of the relief road. Permanent diversion order applied for under section 257 of the Act is necessary in order to enable development to be carried out in accordance with the permission granted. And it's recommended that the permanent public footpath diversion order is made, and if no relevant objections are received, confirmed. So the application here is for members to consider the officer's report, which proposes that this be supported and that members agree that the process in its entirety can then be continued to enable the works to be carried out as approved. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Members. Councillor Morgan.
Thank you, Chair. Can I just confirm the reason for this move is to make sure that the public right-of-way crosses the relief road at right angles as opposed to sort of sliding down?
So this is what we have over here, so we can see the particular line which has been taken here.
Yeah, right, okay.
Rather than the sort of original skew, well, what had originally been
Yeah,
the path box.
that would be difficult. That would be difficult to achieve on a consequence. Yeah. Okay. In which case, I propose that we accept the applicant's recommendation and
Okay,
approved.
thank you. That's proposed by Councillor Morgan, seconded by Councillor Miss White. Any other member have anything to say? No, thank you. It's not compulsory. So, those in favour of the proposal? Anyone against? And Councillor Stevens abstaining? That's fine. Have you got that all right, Miss Bird? So,
Yes, thank you, Chairman, I've got that.
thank you. So that leaves us with item 7, any other items of business. Well, we dealt with the only item of urgent business. So with thanks to all officers, members and members of the public, the viewers at home, I close the meeting at 7:47.